I've added some grass all over the place, and of course, being me, it's kind of straight line, so I'm going to have to just smudge that with a piece of paper towel again. Anyway, I wanted to make the tree a lot thicker and change the colour of it. It is an oak tree, and they do have rather thick diameters. And yeah, this leg is more in shadow. The legs kind of narrow out and then they get wider as they get to the hoof. This little bit is also in shadow more here. I'm going to add some more burnt umber or burnt sienna on top of the body. They definitely are not snow white as it first appeared when I first looked at them. When you look a bit closer, you see there are lots of different shades. They do seem a bit like hairy, like long hair on the heads and the sides of the body, almost like sheep, but I don't think I'm going to try and put that in because they might end up looking like sheep. And I definitely don't want that. So okay, that's definitely got to mark that separation of the back leg from the foreleg. And then I'll make the tail a bit closer to the body. And a bit more shadow on top. I've made a lot more changes and I'm going to do some more now, so I'll just show you what I'm doing. I've taken the side of the palette knife, I've put smudges of white along the base of the clouds, and then I've spread them out with the flat of the palette knife, and the same on the top. And now I'm going to take this big brush. I'll start with the top ones, but the brush looks dirty because I used it yesterday on the grass, but it's quite dry, so it shouldn't smudge any colour. I've wiped it on a cloth and nothing came off. So I'm just going to smudge in, brush in all directions, and the bottom half I'll have to do a bit harder because I want this to become a part of the sky. So I'm pushing quite hard, as you can see, and you can have a bit of grey and green in the sky. No harm done there. The sky one colour, and that should add a few more highlights to the sky up there. I won't brush those all away. And the bottom can just become part of the haze. So the rest I'm going to leave to dry. I've put in some more bits of bramble. I'm going to smudge them with the scrunch up paper towel. I put more colour into the cattle, some burnt umber, some greys, made the belly a bit lower, changed the legs a bit, covered the hoofs with a bit of grass. As you can see, the grass is still waiting to be sorted, and yeah, that cloud needs to be dispersed a bit, just lightly, not too heavily up top. But it does look good when there are little fragments of cloud floating in between, so that they all are one unified whole, and the clouds are coming down into the valley. So I think that looks nice. And I'll bring you back in a second when I decide to do the grass. So the idea is to take a piece of paper towel, scrunch it up, and then just dab into the grass like that, so that it's not quite such clear, distinct blades. Although what I want is the light to be focused down here in front of the cows, so that's why this grass is a bit lighter. And so you can see this is where they're finding the good stuff to eat. Although they do eat all kinds of things. They're browsers and grazers, and they're not limited. That's what makes them useful. They don't have to be fed feed like regular dairy cows. So I'm going to leave a few blades where I'm going to add the flowers. I might have to add some blades back. I've added in some little daisies, some blades of greener grass, some more bramble, bracken all around, and some leaves into the oak tree, which I'm now going to just blur a bit. So you can see what I see, which is blurry. And it will look great once it's dried in the morning. It's the tree that they showed at Mapperton was actually quite dead, had no leaves on it. But this one will say it's still alive. I'm sure they have those that are still alive. And the bracken is just really wood, sort of all piled together. And it's quite dry, maybe some of it looks quite black. And in the videos and on photos, I don't want to put too much black in. So I mixed it with a few other colours. And so I'll leave it to dry, and because I've used so little oil in the painting, I will glaze it over with oil once it's dry in the morning. And see, I've put some more colour in the cows, some more shadows and darks, and I covered the eyes quite a bit, because although they have big eyes, they seem to be quite covered with shaggy eyebrows, and they do have shaggy foreheads. And then watching, and please leave your comments below.